Hello one and all and welcome back to the Dortmund FM19 Beta save with me, Throughball FM. Today we get back into Bundesliga action against SV Werder Bremen. But before we do that, I obviously want to take you through what's happened in between the games and after the infuriating 3-0 defeat to Bayern Munich, which we totally didn't deserve, we got a creditable 0-0 draw away from Mainz. Mainz currently sitting in third in the league, so an away draw, a 0-0 draw isn't too bad. We probably got away with one there as well, to be honest with you, because we weren't very good in the game. And as you can see, we actually beat Barcelona 2-1 in the return game in the Champions League. Now, this meant that I didn't have to play the Ludogorets game on camera because we'd already qualified from the group. I felt like there was no reason really for me to do it, but this was a massive result. And if you take a look at the match stats, the match stats really do flatter Barcelona, and I'm not just saying that. They only came to life in about the 80th minute, as so often teams seem to do on this year's Football Manager. They sort of got, these 30, I think they had about 2 shots in the whole game up until about the 80th minute, and then they just went crazy in the last 10 minutes and decided, oh, actually, we probably need to start attacking here. But 2-1 was the scoreline, and Paco Alcacer with the brace, who's been woeful all season, I decided I'd play him against Barcelona. He's on loan from them, and he came back to bite them, and we finished top of the group, boys. Then we played in the Revier Derby, which is played between Schalke and Dortmund in the Bundesliga, and Thomas Delaney got a 25th minute goal, which Naldo cancelled out in the 83rd minute. The match stats were pretty inconclusive, really. 60% possession for us, as is usually the case, but we didn't get away enough shots, really. We didn't make enough chances to warrant winning the game. 1-1 was a fair result in the end. And as you can see, we actually sealed top spot in the Champions League group with a comfortable 4-0 victory over Ludogorets. Maximilian Philipp getting himself a hat-trick, and Marcos Rojo with his first goal for the club on loan from Manchester United, which was nice. So, comfortable 4-0 win, we've won the group. So I thought I'd touch base with a game against SV Werder Bremen, languishing in 16th place, so it should be a very, very winnable game. In essence, it's a home game at Signal Iduna Park, so we should be looking to win this one fairly comfortably. And as you can see, current injuries, we only actually have Manuel Akanji. Everyone's recovered from their injuries and is back fighting fit. The bad news is that Manuel Akanji's injury is a damaged cruciate ligament, so he's expected to be out for 5 to 8 months, and his expected return isn't until sort of mid next year. So that's obviously a huge blow for us, but we have done something, so I will explain in a second. So the board came to us with a piece of news and actually said, because of the upturn in the financial status of the club, that they were going to give me an extra £55 million to spend. So I wasn't going to say no to that. So what we have done in response to that, and in response to Manuel Akanji's injury, I think we needed some steel at the back anyway, but Shkodran Mustafi is going to come in from Arsenal in January for a total fee of 33 million and 29.5 up front. Shkodran Mustafi is a very, very good defender, got 20 caps for Germany, and as you can see, the scouts rate him quite well. He's got 3.5 current ability. He probably won't improve much more, but he's very, very good. He's a ball-playing defender, which is what we want. His passing's 13, tackling's 15 marking, 16 heading. Good strength, pace, good physicals all round. Really pleased with the signing of Mustafi, and we'll probably look to be getting maybe another striker in as well in January if we can, with that remaining £20 million. And this is how the Bundesliga table is looking. It's not looking overly promising for us, I have to say, but six positions not too bad. See, we've only lost 1 game all season actually, and in total we've lost 2, 1 in the Champions League as well. I guess if you count the penalties lost, we've lost 3, but 1 loss in 13 games isn't a massive issue. It's just the fact that we've drawn so many games, most of them away from home, it has to be said. Let's get into this game against Werder Bremen today, and as you can see, they are way down in 16th in the relegation playoff place, so we should be winning this one fairly comfortably, as I mentioned before. So this is the formation we're going to go with today. We're going to play our tiki-taka style with the few adjustments. Delaney and Witzel in their preferred roles there as the deep line playmaker and box-to-box midfielder. Shinji Kagawa as the attack midfielder. Marco Reus and Christian Pulisic as the wingers or inside forwards, if you like. Maximilian Philipp is going to start up there. Ashraf Hakimi, Ömer Toprak, Marcos Rojo and Rafael Guerrero will start at the back, with Roman Buaki as the sweeper keeper. As I mentioned before, obviously, that Manuel Akanji is injured, so Marcos Rojo is going to come and fill in that role. Toprak seems a little bit more solid than Diallo, so we're going to go with him moving forward. Obviously, that will be Shkodran Mustafi's role when he comes into the club. Submit the team, submit the team, submit the team, submit the team. They go with almost a kind of strange formation. It's almost like a 3-4-3. Their former Borussia Dortmund mainstay was Nuri Sahin, obviously former Liverpool player as well. You've got Maxi Kruse up front and Yuya Osako with David Klaassen in behind. Felix Beijmo, Ludwig Augustinsson as the Swedish contingent on the right and left hand side. Friedel, Moisander, Riekman and Pavlenka in goal. Pavlenka is a very good goalkeeper as well, so we might have some trouble getting past his defences. I'm sick of saying do it for the fans because they don't bloody care. So I'm going to say I wanted to pick up last time out. All right, then let's get underway for this game against Werder Bremen. I really do want to start picking up some points now, and I just think that if we start to slip up against teams like Werder Bremen, who are lower reaches of the table, then we've got no chance of finishing in that top four. Bayer Leverkusen have made their way up there. Schalke are now up there as well, so we've got some real competition for that top four spot. First highlight after 15 minutes as Burki gives it to Toprak from the goal kick. Pulisic now to Delaney. Delaney moves forward with it and gives it to Royce. Witsel. Kagawa back to Witsel. Some nice interchange of play there between the two players as Guerrero to Witsel again, and he can give it back to Kagawa, who hits one from range and he puts it just over the bar. Another highlight, and it does look as though Werder Bremen are going to try and play out from the back. Is Augustinsson now, Max Kruse for David Klaassen. Eggestein back to Augustinsson. And we don't get there. David Klaassen puts the ball over. That was a massive chance for Werder Bremen. Another highlight is Felix Beijmo throws the ball in, throws it straight to Maximilian Philipp. And we can build from the back. Rojo to Witsel. Royce now coming through midfield with it. He can take players on at will, and he does just that, but it's tackled well by Eggestein. Phillips claiming for a foul, which he's not going to get as Pavlenka now hits it forward, and we look a little bit out of position. It's not going to be another. It's another Roman Burki error, and we've conceded yet another goal from a Roman Burki error. I perhaps need to look for a goalkeeper because this is getting absolutely ridiculous now. See, Rojo just headed it back, or Osako did, but Burki, what's he doing there? He could take that down and just thump it out of play. What are you doing trying to head it there? Alright then, so 1-0 to Werder Bremen, and it's not been a good first half for us, let's be honest, but we're used to this happening. We go behind in the first half and then we get into them at half time, they come back out and we win the game. Still nothing happening, and it looks like that is half time. It is a drab match, and I am really going to get into them because this is unacceptable. Aggressively say, come on lads, show a bit of desire, you don't look like a team that wants to win, and get into the second half. Come on boys. Headed away. Felix Beijmo, Klaassen, Beijmo, they've got men over here. Klaassen, it's wide again, but Werder Bremen are creating the ones who are creating the chances, and I'm going to demand more because again it's just not good enough. I'm going to have to make some changes here because it just isn't working. I really don't know what to do. See, we always get quite a lot of shots in, but they're never on target. We've had 2 shots on target in the whole game. It's just not good enough. Kagawa's not had a good game. We're going to bring Goethe on just there. We're actually going to go 2 up top, I think. And play one of them as a deep line forward and the other as an advanced forward. Maximilian Philipp there, and get Paco Alcacer on as the other player, not Goethe, and just see what we can do. Still nothing happening after 70 minutes, and Guerrero's now picked up an injury. We're going to get him off for Diallo, who's not used to playing there. It looks like we're going to canter to nothing but a defeat here against Werder Bremen, despite having 61% of the ball. We do have a highlight as Diallo now. Crossfield ball for Hakimi. Achraf Hakimi. Down the line for Pulisic. Can he square it? He does. Philipp, and Maximilian Philipp gets us back into the game. But this is happening too often. We're going behind and we're leaving it late to come back into the game, and then we can't go on then to win the game, and it looks like we're going to draw another bloody game. I mean, I suppose it's better than a loss, but still, I mean, it's a bit ridiculous, really, isn't it? We're going to get Thomas Delaney off for Mario Götze, who can come in as the box-to-box midfielder and hopefully provide us with some impetus. Now, we have a highlight after 86 minutes. We don't want to go and lose the game now, but Beijmo is on the right-hand side. He's had a very good game by all accounts. One Eggestein to the other, Augustinsson. And it is a tackle from Hakimi twice, and he's given away a free kick. He's going to be sent off here, Achraf Hakimi, and that is not ideal. That is not ideal. So there it is, it's a second yellow card for Achraf Hakimi, and we've got a massive gaping hole in right back now. So who wants to play right back then? Maximilian Philipp is probably the most suited to playing right back. So that's what we're going to do. So that leaves Paco Alcacer up there on his own, and let's get back into the game with only a few minutes to go. But it does look like there's going to be a highlight as my cat is now on the screen. Thanks for that, buddy. Little Luther he's called. Royce comes forward. Is it going to be a highlight for us? Pulisic. Back post, Alcacer, Goetze. We have committed men forward, and this could be a real issue. Pavlenka forward for Klaassen. See, they've got men streaming forward. Eggestein. Oh, it's wide. That was very close to being a winner there for Werder Bremen. Here's a corner. Royce. Don't know what's happening there. Toprak with a back header. Woohoo! That would have been some goal. He's hit the crossbar. But it looks like we're going to draw this game, and it's more drop points that we can't afford to drop. We've conceded a stupid goal yet again that has cost us the game. In all honesty, it's just not good enough. Berkey throws it out, but that is the end of the game, and just take a look at the post match. So yeah, as you can see, we dominated the game as per usual, but only one more shot on target than Werder Bremen, which was the telling story really. Christian Pulisic was man of the match, but we were all poor in truth, and 7.3 tells the story. In all honesty, 61% possession, but again, it was that stupid goal, that stupid mistake from Roman Berkey that made the difference, and I don't know why it hasn't reflected in his rating, because it was bloody ridiculous in all honesty. So that was not good enough. We should have won the match. They know that. I've said that to them about 1,000 times now about different things. So we do manage to rescue a late draw, but as I said, it's just not good enough. We should be beating sides that are down there, and Rafael Guerreiro has picked up a tight calf. He's going to be out for 1 to 3 days. Press conference, we're going to send the assistant to. Hakimi's been banned for 1 match. Why can't I issue him a warning for that? I don't know. But Zetzman is raising a Delaney fitness concern, who always seems to be raising fitness concerns about everybody. So, And so if we take a look, we are actually 4 games without a win in the Bundesliga now. I mean, admittedly, we have only lost one of those, but 3 draws in a row now, and it's just getting beyond a joke, really. Our next game is against Fortuna Düsseldorf, who are sitting 17th in the Bundesliga. We might try something different, because obviously that just isn't working. We might try a different tactic, maybe a counter-attacking tactic, something like that. Our fluid counter-attack tactic. We might play that against Düsseldorf just to see if we can actually, win a game. Our final game before the winter break is against Borussia Mönchengladbach, who's sitting 8th, and that's a home game. So that's another game that we should be winning, with aspirations to finish in the top 4. And then come some friendlies in between, which obviously we're going to play these games behind the scenes. And then we've got the Leipzig game in January, which we should have Shkodran Mustafi for. And then we've got a home game against Freiburg, which is heavily winnable. These 2 games here are very winnable games. As are these, to be honest. It's the Leipzig game really that should cause us the most problems. So we'll probably come back and maybe skip 4. So Düsseldorf, Mönchengladbach, Leipzig and Freiburg. So we'll come back for the Hanover game at the end of January, and hopefully we'll have some transfer business to update you on as well. I mean, not much to report really on the Bundesliga front, other than we need to start picking up more points than we currently are, because although Mainz are only 2 points ahead of us, haven't played the same games. Bayer Leverkusen have now got a game in hand, and if they win that, they will go a good 4 points clear of us. So we need to start picking up more points and really start to stamp our authority on that top 4 position. Just one thing to mention before we go is that Maximilian Philipp is in actually some really decent form. Hit a hat-trick against Ludogorets in the 4-0 win, and then obviously got that goal today which equalised for us. But he also got a hat-trick in the Galatasaray game before that as well. So he's picked himself up quite a few goals, and I think he's actually our top scorer. Yeah, he's our top scorer with 11 goals, which is nice. Bertrand Traore, top assists. Rafael Guerreiro with the highest average rate of 7.19, which is... that tells a story, doesn't it? 7.19 is the best average rate in our team. Wonderful. But that does bring us to the end of the episode. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you could leave me a like. Liking is really important because of the way that YouTube's algorithm works. So if you could like my video, as well as obviously subscribe, comment, or anything, it does help to boost its sort of viewability, if you like. So I would really appreciate that if you could do that. That would be amazing. But I just want to thank a couple of subscribers that I've had in the past couple of days as well. My channel growth seems to be picking up a little bit. I've had over 100 views on a video for the first time, which is the first episode of this series. So thank you very much for watching. Just keep it coming, boys. I'm really enjoying it. Or girls, if any girls are watching it, I do apologise. I'm not sexist, I promise. But that does bring us to a close, and that is everything from me, Through Ball FM today. Bye bye.